What's up, everyone? I'm Ara, your fellow American Armenian. I'm a marketing professional who produces large scale national campaigns by day, a fellow protester by night, and an Armenian every day. I've been protesting against injustice for all types of people since I was 2 years old, sitting on my dad's shoulder in Greece and holding an Armenian flag in solidarity. I want to share some advice on how we can be more effective during our protests. These are easy steps every one of you can take to help our cause stay on message. First and foremost, I love each and every one of you. All of us are doing our part to get our message out peacefully, help with humanitarian efforts, and lobby legislators to stop the conflict diplomatically. We're all exhausted, but we still have untapped spirit. So keep up the good work, everyone. I've been reading a lot online and witnessing in person the reactions from our community surrounding some of the behavior at these protests. While the majority of these events have been well organized and executed, I've seen a couple of examples that make me think we can do better. Ready for my media training for protest top 10 rules? Let's do this. The foundation of all of this is rule number 1. Focus on the audience. Nobody cares about our cause like we do. We need to appeal to our audience and to be able to amplify our message by having them on our side. We need to convince them, not hold them hostage. For example, we shut down the freeways to get attention. Then we shut it again. A more effective strategy would have been to shut down all but one lane down the first time around, allowing drivers to slowly pass while displaying large signs for them to read so they actually know why traffic sucks, and hopefully we earn some compassion from them. Also, create giant signs for helicopters to film it and place it on the roofs of our cars to clearly display our message from above so that media can't manipulate it when editing it for broadcast. Ժողովուրդ, I'm not telling you to shut down the freeways. You're actually pissing off the people you're trying to convince. It's counterproductive. This is just an example of how to tweak your tactics to make them more effective. Make large signs now for helicopters to read when we hold our next peaceful street protest. Rule number 2, your voice and your physical presence is more powerful than you think. Every single person at these protests makes a difference. Power comes in numbers, and the more we have, the more powerful our voice and image is. Just do me a favor. When you're driving down to the protest, ask yourself why you're there and practice how to clearly articulate your words so you can tell others. I interviewed a lot of you at CBS protests. All of you had passion, all of you were right, but you could not clearly explain why you were there. Believe in what you're doing. Rule number 3, perception is reality. Everything you do and say will be seen by someone these days. Don't think that you're invisible. This is the 21st century, guys. We had altars at our protests broadcasting everything live and unfiltered. Remember, you're representing all Armenians out there, not just you. People watching online are either A, looking to find an excuse to make us look like hooligans and to discredit us, people like the media, Azeris, or security forces, or B, it's people who are sincerely unaware, compassionate, or just curious. Let's build a positive image of who we are and what we stand for. The cardinal rule here is controlling as much as possible of what's seen within the camera frame. It's the only thing that people see while sitting at home, eating Doritos, and flipping through the social media scrolling. Just like in movies, where they go through painstaking work to make sure every prop and product is carefully placed in specific locations to portray specific messages, you should be thinking the same way. For example, have signs with meaningful messages and have lots of them. People, go out and buy tons of markers and poster boards and take them with you on site. Have them on site so you could become adaptable. You could change your message, add stuff, or take away things. People actually read these signs in person and on TV. Or bring giant pieces of art that represent our struggle. Make it impactful. They don't hear all your words, guys, but they do see an image. We should consider ourselves lucky if we get 30 seconds of airtime. Let's make it count. Rule number 4, capture attention, but don't be extra. Protests inherently are filled with shouting, loud noise, and a rebellious sense of nature. That's the point of a protest. However, hold yourself to a higher standard. As citizens of this city and as honorable Armenians, show some class. Let me give you some examples. Things you should be doing include waving your flags, shouting your slogans, honking your horns, playing music, dancing, singing, praying. Show our beauty, show our passion, but don't show a negative representation of who we are. Don't have your kids screaming profanity. Don't speed down a blocked street. Don't walk around smoking while holding your flag. I get it. Emotions are running high, guys, for everyone, including myself. It's understandable and it's normal. But don't let this be our Achilles heel like it always is. Let's be smart, let's be tactical, and let's be on point. Get creative and make protests that stand out and change the status quo. That will give us more odds of getting coverage. Rule number 5, and this should be a given. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. The city of Los Angeles is supporting us. Do not take your frustrations out on those that are helping us. Instead, channel that frustration into something productive towards helping people learn about our cause, or direct it specifically to those who are actually trying to silence our voice. Leave the cops alone. Send one community leader to speak to the watch commander specifically and make sure we're protected and we're safe. That's it. You're not Gandhi, and you won't convince them to forget all their training and follow your instructions instead. They're only there to make sure the community is safe, not to act as a judge or a mediator for our cause. LAPD has our back, so let's keep it that way. Rule number 6, timing matters. Yes, absolutely we need to be at the doorsteps of those who are blatantly misrepresenting the story. But you need to strike the iron while it's hot by disrupting the status quo when it's most inconvenient for them. That's when you'll make the biggest impact. Whatever you do, do it in a safe manner for us, them, and the community. Word of advice, all you need to do is just call the cops and tell them you're going to be there. They'll be there, they'll protect you. Rule number 7, influential people of our community need to be on site and help lead. The majority of our protesters are young adults and they'll listen to you. Saga Jahelen. No joke, they are the backbone and the true secret sauce to our success. If you have any voice or reach, please come out and help guide our young champions. Walk the walk with them side by side after posting all your beautiful and motivational social messages. Rule number 8, follow LA City protest guidelines at all times. Stay on the sidewalks, don't block driveways, and don't block pathways for pedestrians and cars. Cops are being respectful with us. Let's show the same courtesy or else their patience won't last long. Our purpose should be to stay there as long as necessary to make a meaningful impact. The point is not to get kicked out. Rule number 9, represent our diverse community and our host country. Get our non-Armenian friends involved to come out and protest by your side. Media needs to see all types of cultures and ethnicities represented to take notice. BLM protests, as powerful and as necessary as they are, saw the most airtime when either looters were ransacking the city, which is a big no-no, or when they marched in diverse crowds in unity, making their message appealing to everyone. Plus, if every Armenian brought one non-Armenian friend to this last Sunday's protest, we would have had over 200,000 people there. Also, show your love for your community. For every Armenian flag out there, we need to have one American flag, one military flag, one additional minority country flag, or something else that represents us accurately. Just make sure that it's a true representation of who we are. Don't just bring flags to have flags. Avoid political flags at all costs. The point here is to visually tell our story of unity and our respect for the country that's allowing us to have a voice, not to show divide and separation. We are not Azerbaijan. We are not being censored or oppressed like they are. So take advantage of your fundamental rights and voice in America to help our people back in Armenia. Last rule, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Rule number 10, wear a mask. We're in COVID times, people. Whether you believe it or not, that's not relevant. Mainstream media sees this as a relevant topic and can simply change the positioning of their message from something like, peaceful protesters are out on the streets in support of Armenia. And they'll flip it around and make it something like, positive COVID rates skyrocket after unsafe Armenians protests. You see the difference there? We saw this happen during Black Lives Matter movements. Don't make the same mistake. Suck it up and wear a mask. War is not easy. War is not comfortable. War is not fun. You have to be disciplined at all times and respect the city and cops. Use your mind and open your eyes. As one of our fellow Armenian rappers, Mike, says, Ko mtkerët sur danak, կտրեք չաղանակ, թող ձեր միտներդ ելնեն ձեր զենքը. That means sharpen your mind and use that to your advantage. Ժողովուրդ, it's up to you to help our cause be victorious. Take it seriously and apply this everywhere you go. Only you can help us win. Հաղթելու ենք, բայց ճիշտ ձևը անենք. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Don't think that you can't make a difference. Fight on. See you at the next protest.